dog, we ain't never left. We just move in silence and rep to the death. It's official. I survived what I've been through. Y'all got drama, the saga continues. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't even stop now. Cause it's bad. Moving for life. Going nowhere.
Fam, the Vegas Eagles back. Take off the sunglasses. All right. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, Bobby, why are you so amped up? Why are you so happy? The Eagles lost in a pretty much a heartbreaking fashion to the Pittsburgh Steelers, your cross-state rivals, on Sunday. And you'd be right about that. And then you may be also thinking to yourself, but Bobby, and the Cowboys won. You know, they beat the Giants. You know, even though they kept the game so close, the Cowboys still won at the gun. You just lost a game off your predictions for the season, and now you're now behind Dallas. You're no longer in first place. And you know, if that's what you're thinking, that you're leaving out a pertinent fact from Sunday, it was some tragic news that I lost a lot of sleep over last night. I don't know if you saw, but Dak Prescott, he broke his ankle and he dislocated it, and the bone came out of the skin, um, and now he has to have surgery. He was carted off of the field, and he's out for the season. And it kind of like hit me at the core because I mean, you always want to beat a team at their best. You don't want to beat them when they're not having their best player. Because as everybody knows, if you win a Super Bowl and there was a player, a key player on another team that went out for the season, as we all know, those Super Bowls don't count. You know, everybody looks back in time and says, "Oh, that Super Bowl that you won in 1999, that quarterback from some other team blew out his ACL, which means we don't respect that Super Bowl," and everybody discounts it. Except that that never happens. So just want to send my thoughts and prayers out to Dak. Um, I just got back though from the graveyard because I was dancing on his grave. Can I say that? No. All right, I shouldn't say that. All right, so thoughts and prayers to Dak and his family. Here's to a really speedy recovery, and I really hope he gets back on the field in September 2021 in a totally different team's uniform because he doesn't have a contract for next year. He bet on himself, and when you bet on yourself, you're taking a risk. Um, the risk didn't work out too well for Dak. Anyway, so the Eagles are a half game out of first. Dallas doesn't have their quarterback for the whole rest of the season. Andy Dalton has taken the starting QB position, so I'm optimistic. Let's just say that this loss is now. Oh wait, let me get the marker. Hold on. Don't worry, fam. Don't worry. This is now turned into a win. So we're going to sweep the Cowboys. So that's set in stone. Don't care what anybody says. I know they still have a lot of firepower on offense, but losing Dak is just a catastrophic blow because he can run. He's a big boy to bring down. Andy Dalton cannot run. Andy Dalton, not a bad backup. He's still solid, but he's no Dak Prescott, especially the numbers Dak Prescott was putting up, even if they were 2-3, with him putting up huge numbers this year. So anyway, let's just talk about the Steelers game, obviously. As I mentioned in the last episode, I think this game was the second hardest game on the schedule, placement-wise. And then when the Steelers got a bye week because of the Titans and COVID, that became even harder for them coming off of a bye. Plus, they got fans back in the stadium on Sunday. So I was really, really worried about this game. And hey, listen, we started off poor. Steelers went up 7-0, but that Miles Sanders run kind of changed the whole complexion of the game. We were in this game again, and we lose Lane Johnson in the middle of the game. Travis Fulgham, 10 catches for 150 plus yards. we may have found something. We may have stumbled onto something. Another Greg Ward, perhaps, maybe even better than Greg Ward. So I'm. There were a lot of positives to take out of the game. Nathan Gary's got to go. He was horrible. Our linebackers are really, really struggling. But I thought Carson Wentz played a lot better. Um, I think his numbers were not where they needed to be, but they were a lot better, trending in the right direction against a pretty damn good defense with the Steelers. So in the end, I quibble a little bit with uh, that key drive that ended in the 57-yarder that Elliott missed. It was 3rd and 5, and I really thought the Eagles should have ran the ball there because there is some utility to possibly going for it on 4th down. Because ultimately, if you can take more time off the clock and get that field goal later in time, leaving the Steelers with even less time, or maybe getting a touchdown on that drive, instead of kicking the field goal, and even if you make it, the Steelers were going up and down the field at that point. And I really think that it's highly likely that if we kick the field goal, go up 32-31, it leaves Pittsburgh way too much time to go down the field and win it 34-32 on a field goal. As opposed to possibly getting closer on 3rd and 5, you create 4th and very short, hopefully, or maybe you get the first down running the ball, and then maybe you go for it to keep the pressure on, take more time off the clock, and then get even closer for a field goal, leaving even less time on the clock for Pittsburgh. That was the only real quibble. I don't think it was a terrible decision to kick the field goal. I think Elliott's a great kicker, and it was just wide. If that field goal was 55 or 54 instead of 57, I don't think it would have been to the right. It would have been inside the goalpost. So it's a shame. So it's a tough game. We easily could have won that game. That's the part that hurts. But in the end, this was a game that was a really tough spot for the Eagles. And I think it's just this game at the Steelers and at the Green Bay Packers. These are the two hardest games on the schedule. And I think this is going to be a loss. And, I did think this is going to be a loss. All right, but we got the Ravens next. The Cowboys won. They're a half game ahead of us. Remember what I said last episode. If we can go into this game at home, half game back or better, we are in a very, very good place, especially now that there's no Dak Prescott. So the question is can we? The Cowboys' next two games are Arizona at home on Monday night, and then at the Redskins. Now the Redskins, interestingly enough, Kyle Allen is possibly hurt. Alex Smith came in. Alex Smith, heroic situation to come back and even be playing football. But maybe that game at the Redskins, plus it's a huge rivalry game, if the Cowboys can just split the next two, lose to either Arizona or at Washington, and we can split, assuming we lose to the Ravens, but we're definitely going to beat the Giants. So we split, then we walk into this game a half game back. And who knows? I think this Ravens game could get interesting. I think we're going to have fans back, assuming the city of Philadelphia green lights. The Eagles have 5 to 10,000 fans, better than nothing. And I think this is a game that I think we're going to keep this game close too. And we may have Deshaun back, we may have Alshon back, and so we're getting a little bit of the walking wounded back. And we don't know about Lane Johnson; he could be out for a couple games. But we're hoping that we can at least get a couple of the walking wounded back. And like I said, I think we can keep this game close. I was very, very impressed that we kept that game so close at Pittsburgh against a really, really good Pittsburgh Steelers team coming off of a bye. All right, so with this development with Dak getting hurt, which is just horrific news for him. So anyway, with that news in place, I truly believe that with the Cowboys at 2-3, I'm going to rattle off their remaining schedule. I already mentioned their next two is Arizona at home and then at the Racists. After that, the Cowboys are at the Eagles, home for the Steelers, at Minnesota, Racists at home, at the Ravens, at the Bengals, the 49ers at home, the Eagles at home, and at the Giants. I firmly believe that while this number is not really much of a possibility at this point, so we're going to take that out because it's going to be a struggle to get to a better than 11-5. I believe that if the Eagles get to 7, 8, and 1, we win the NFC East. Is that pathetic? Absolutely. Do I care? Not a single bit. Get me that NFC East title and a home playoff game at the link, and hopefully we'll have more fans in the stadium by then. Changes everything. I still maintain that if Carson Wentz had played that wild card game last year against Seattle, we would have won that game. Anyway, though, this is where I think we need to be 7, 8, and 1. So what does that mean? We're 1, 3, and 1 right now. So the question is, can we win 6 more? We need to find on this schedule 6 more wins. And here's where I think we're going to get it. All right, let's just say this is a loss. Ravens are really tough, but maybe we can steal one of these games, but let's just say for now it's a loss. Here's 1, Giants. Here's 2, the Cowboys at home. Here's 3, at the Giants. All right, so at this point, we now have 3 left. We need 3 more wins. All right, at Cleveland. This could be tough. The Browns look better and better and better. So let's just say I still have it as a win, but for now we'll skip it. Seattle at home, they give us fits. I just think Russell Wilson's on a mission this year. The guy looks amazing. So let's just skip that one. At Green Bay, we'll skip that one. Saints in Philadelphia. I think this could be a win. I think this absolutely could be a win. So I think this L is going to turn into a W. So all right, we now need 2 more. At Arizona, it's tough, but I firmly believe we win one of these 2 games, if not both. Saints at home or at Arizona. I think the Eagles win one of these 2 games. At the Cowboys, this is going to be a win now. The Dak injury is that monumental. We're going to sweep the Cowboys. So we're going to get 1 out of these 2. We'll get the Cowboys again. Racists at home. There's your 6 wins. 7, 8, and 1. Now you may be thinking, all right, well, how the heck do you get the Cowboys to 7, 9? Because that's the only way we're going to win the division is if we're 7, 8, and 1, and the Cowboys are 7, 9 or worse. So the Cowboys right now are 2, 3. So the question is, can we get the Cowboys 6 more losses? 6 more. All right, well, we already took care of them twice. So 1, 2. So if we sweep them, then they need to lose 4 more times. Let's look again at the schedule. Arizona at home, at Washington. I believe they split one of those 2. They're going to lose one of those 2 games. So now 3 to go. Their other games, Pittsburgh and Dallas. That's a big fat L. They're going to lose to the Steelers. So now you need 2 more. Okay. Then they are at Minnesota. I think they're going to lose that game too. So, folks, again, they need to have 6 more losses. 6 more. They're 2, 3 right now. So 2 to the Eagles. There's 4 more that they need. I think they're going to lose Arizona or Washington. So that's 3 to go. They're going to lose to Pittsburgh. 2 to go. They're going to lose at Minnesota. 1 to go. They're going to lose home for the racists. They probably win. At Baltimore. Big fat L. There it is. Then they're at Cincinnati. Probably a win. San Francisco at home. Probably a win. The Niners are kind of collapsing. Even the Niners, though, could possibly win that game. And then they're at the Giants. And they probably win that one. Although at the Giants, maybe the Giants played them really, really tight in Dallas. So again, the 6 losses that we need from the Cowboys, we beat them twice. Then we need 4 more. They're going to lose to Arizona or Washington. They're going to lose to Pittsburgh. They're going to lose at Minnesota. And they're going to lose at Baltimore. Folks, they're 7, 9. We're 7, 8, and 1. The racists and the Giants are done. Dak Prescott's injury just won us the NFC East. Take it to the bank. We get to 7-8-1, we will win the NFC East. And we're going to sweep the Cowboys to do it. Fam, it's a great day. Fly, Eagles, fly.